rongo, o tama. Awa ka tama e uhia tukua tama kia puta ki te tā, whanga he putanga ari ki nōrongo. Mai e te tupua, mai e te tapito. I here mai nā koe i hea, i here mai nā koe i te whakaoti nuku, i te whakaoti rangi ko tōu manawa, ko tōku manawa tāne ka whakairi hea. Whāno, here mai te toki o haumi e, hui e i tāi ki e.
Welcome to this ceremony to mark the opening of the New Zealand Passchendaele Centennial Memorial and Garden, and a particular welcome to our young people. It is wonderful to see young people here from New Zealand and also from Belgium. Thank you for being here, because the memories of this place and of this event must be carried forward to the future, and it is up to you as young people to do that for us. During that war, from a total population of barely 1 million, more than 100,000 New Zealanders served overseas. And by the end of the war, some 59,000 had become casualties. Of whom over 18,000 had died, and they remain in foreign lands. On the 12th of October 1917, during the attack on Bellevue Spur, leading to the Passchendaele Ridge, 846 New Zealanders were killed. By the end of the day, the total number of casualties, the wounded, the dead, and the missing was 2,700. And so this date, the 12th of October, remains the darkest day in New Zealand's military history. The impact on the division, on its families at home in New Zealand, was devastating, and it took many months to rebuild the confidence of the soldiers. While back in New Zealand, people seriously began to question the scale of their sacrifice. Three days ago, we were led by Te Honanga o Aotearoa to this place for the first time. And in a wonderful ceremony, a dawn blessing, we buried a Maori stone that came from Waitangi and is buried here near the entrance, bringing its life force to this place. And in that ceremony, we gave the garden its name, Mapua Mahara, the Petals of Remembrance. And we declared it to be for all peoples, Naho Hewha, the four winds, the people from all parts of the world.
So we're here to, I guess, bring a part of the Māori culture here, because there were Māori soldiers involved in this battle, and we felt it was a good idea to come and represent those ones that were lost here. The purpose of the Passchendaele Society, when it was formed, was to raise New Zealanders' awareness of that terrible day, the 12th of October, but in fact that whole Passchendaele offensive
and New Zealand's involvement on the Western Front. On the 90th anniversary of the Battle of Passchendaele, that's in 2007, on the 4th of October, which was the start of New Zealand's involvement in the Passchendaele offensive, the then Prime Minister of New Zealand, Helen Clark, signed an agreement with the Flemish government known as the Ypres Agreement. The Belgians sent to New Zealand an exhibition in 2009, and this was called Passchendaele, The Belgians Have Not Forgotten. And outside the exhibition, on the position of the old original World War I parade ground at Fort Takapuna, we had 5,000 white crosses representing the 5,000 New Zealanders who died as a result of the battles in Belgium. And out of that, the Passchendaele Society was formed. A part of the Ypres Agreement was that New Zealand government made a very generous contribution towards the refurbishment of the Passchendaele Museum 1917, which is at Zonnebeke in Belgium. And then subsequently, there was an opportunity put forward by the Passchendaele Museum 1917 to create 9 poppy gardens for the 9 nations that had been involved in the battles around that area. So New Zealand was offered the opportunity to have one of these garden sites as a memorial for the centennial of the Passchendaele. Our designer, Cathy, Challinor, came up with a very moving piece, a circular tower, a cylindrical tower, some 3.5 metres tall, and inside it was open to the sky so that you could get an impression of what it might have been like to be in the trenches and looking out at the sky above you. And it has 2,700 holes in it, and that represents the 2,700 dead, wounded and missing. Set into the paving are 846 bronze discs, each one representing one of the 846 New Zealanders that actually died on the day of the battle. And also set into the paving bronze letterings, which simply say, "In the land of the Pahutakawa tree." Again, to make the connection with New Zealand.
It is my great privilege to be here with you today, representing Her Majesty the Queen. Each new visit here brings a deeper appreciation of what unfolded in this place. of how the armed forces of different nations stood together to defend values we still share today. For New Zealanders, the loss of more than 840 men in just a few hours is seared into the national consciousness. The fight in these fields was of a magnitude and ferocity that is difficult for us today to fully comprehend. But while we may never truly understand, we can remember. Let us pause and do the same. Ka mo Mahara tonu tahoto ka rato. We will remember them.
There are four potent emotions that I think so many of us New Zealanders have experienced in the last day of these commemorations. The first of those is just tremendous sadness and sorrow in reflecting on the loss of those 846 New Zealanders today and the hundreds more in Flanders fields. Secondly, there's that emotion of pride in the bravery that those New Zealanders showed in the atrocious conditions that they faced, and that has been carried through in the traditions of the New Zealand Defence Force. Thirdly, there's a real emotion of thanks for my generation that has not had to make the sort of sacrifices that we mark the centennial of today. And then there's the emotion of hope with so many young people here as we look to the future, both as the people of New Zealand and Belgium, and that hope for peace, and that the young people here will never have to make the sort of sacrifice. I can think of no better and more New Zealand way of memorialising this centenary than with a garden.
Plants here are ancient flax species unique to New Zealand. According to Te Ao Māori, the Māori worldview, the flax plant structure represents whānau, or family. This planting represents not only the sacrifices made by the people who served, but also the impact on their families and subsequent generations.
As you stoop into the Remembrance column, experience the confinement of the trenches, sense the silence and feel the loneliness and isolation. Reflect on those who, leaving their loved ones, came from the other side of the world and gave their lives for the freedom of others.
If Pōhutukawa could grow in Belgium, they would most certainly have been planted in this memorial garden. For Māori, the Pōhutukawa has deep spiritual meaning, connecting the beginning and ending of human life. Like the poppies in Flanders, the crimson Pōhutukawa flowers are said to represent the blood of the warriors shed in battle, and there is a tradition of planting a Pōhutukawa as a living memorial to the dead.
Thank you, Mahara.
So on behalf of the government and people of New Zealanders, it is my honour to formally accept the New Zealand Passchendaele Memorial and Garden and to declare it open. May it forever be a place for New Zealanders and Belgians to gather, to remember, and to feel at home here together. Thank you.
There's a black blue front that stole the west horizon. Under ocean song, hear the tolling bell.
On behalf of all New Zealanders who serve and the mothers and fathers of our peaceful faraway country, whose sons lie forever in Belgian soil, we dedicate this garden to their memory and to the cause of peace.
This must be what your heart reveals.
Goed, gaan ze nooit zijn. Lek wieder die welgeroepen. Hij zorgen voor de noorderdom. Hou op niet voor de miserie van de jaren. Bij het ondergaan van de zon en bij het krieken van de dag. We gaan altijd op ouder pijst. We gaan altijd op ouder pijst.
E kore rātou e kaumātuatia. Pēnei i a tātou ko mahoina. E kore hoki rātou e ngoi kore. Aha koa pēhea i ngā āhuatanga o te wā. I te heke ngātu o te rā, tai noa ki te aranga mai i te ata. Ka mau mahara toni tātou ki a rātou. Ka mau mahara toni tātou ki a rātou.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. We will remember them.
In Flanders fields where poppies grew, the seeds of our young nation flew up from their blood-soaked foreign soil. Borne on the winds of world turmoil, settled halfway round the world to forge a nation at its birth. And yet in Flanders poppies sigh, where young men lie still nearby, who gave their lives that we may be forever safe, forever free, in the land of the Pahutakawa tree. Since then in growing nationhood, our warriors have proudly stood many times in foreign soil.